Hello YouTubers and Doctor Who fans, and welcome to another Doctor Who action figure review. And today I will be looking at the amazing Ice Warrior figure from the Classics Wave 2 from the Patrick Troughton episode The Ice Warriors. This came out in the Classics Wave 2, as I said, and the detail on it is really good, really screen accurate, but it does have some inaccuracies, but I will go on to that in a moment. So I'll start with the usual articulation. The head can do the usual 360. The shoulders can not really do a 360 because of this bit, but they are ball jointed, so they can go up and do a 360 like that, which makes up for it. No bicep because of the ball joint. Articulation at the elbow. The wrists can do a 360, or the claw. No articulation at the waist because it's a bit tricky to have articulation on a V, a waist. But the legs can move a bit, but again hindered by these sort of rubbery, well, they're not rubber in the story, but these tufts of fur and armour shell. The thigh can do a 360 quite easily. The knees can bend, and there is 3 feet articulation that can do a 360. So it's pretty much standard for something a figure like this. Now I'll go on to detail, and I'll start off with the main thing that is inaccurate about this figure, which is the gun. Now, as you can see, there is a gun on here. I have customised that out of a David Tennant sonic screwdriver, not the full one, the sort of mini one that comes with the figure. An old one that was cut up at one end. I cut it up, painted it silver and just glued it on, so it sort of looks alright. But the actual figure doesn't have one on. Now it should, because in the story of the Ice Warriors, every Ice Warrior had a gun on its arm of this kind. So if I'm saying it's from the Ice Warriors, which it is, it has to have a gun. So I don't really think that's very good. That's about the only inaccuracy of this figure, but it is a big one. But if you do look at the arm, you can see that where these sort of lines end, there's a gap between. There's a gap of plain non-textured plastic, whereas on this arm there isn't. Well, there is, but it's not as big as that gap. So were they planning to put one on? Who knows? But that is a bit annoying, really. But other than that, it's alright. The face is really good. They've really captured the look of the armoured reptilian shell with all the textured detail, and the mouth piece is sort of a different shade of green. The green is just basically a layer of plastic on top of a red sculpted head. So the eyes, if it focuses, the eyes and the sort of ear holes are red. I think that might be to have like light up eyes, but it doesn't work as well as, say, the Vok robot, which has like a hole in the head and glowing eyes. I haven't got that though, but I've seen reviews of it. Along the back of the head you have some of these lines, and on the top some more lines. Around the neck you have like browny tufts of fur, and on the shoulders you have more tufts, and then you've got all these little green bits again that's like the armour. On the back you have all these squares, which is really nice textured. They only used the square back for one episode, I think, and then it changed in the next one they appeared in. But I don't know for sure, but I think that's the case. On the shoulders, you can see some more tufts of fur, and on the elbows and around the elbow. The wrists, we've got the sort of lines all down the arm to the wrist, and then the claws are just plain green. And on the sort of padding at the bottom, you've got more tufts around the edge, and tufts where the armoured shell ends, and then some more of these lines, and you have this sort of patch in the middle with some more of the lines on. The legs on the back, it's just plain, and the tufts of fur at the knee and the ankle. On the front though, it does have some more of those lines going down till the bottom, and some more tufts again, more lines, and the feet are just plain green with a tiny bit of texture on. So detail on this is really good. It's really sort of captured the look of the Ice Warriors that they had, with all the tufts of fur. And he does find it a bit awkward to stand up because the legs are a bit loose on my one. They sort of wobble about a bit. But other than that, it's a really nice figure. So yeah, this is a really nice figure. Apart from the gun, but you can easily make a new one. Like Batman March made one at a cocktail stick I've done with a sonic screwdriver. You could do something like that, unless you wanted it to be from a different episode, but then you'd have to customise the back as well, and that would take time. I'm just going to leave it like this. So yes, it's a really nice figure. If you do see it, I would buy it because it's really worth the money. I don't know how much it's going for now, but I got mine from Toys R Us for £7.98 or something daft like that, as usual. And yes, I would really recommend, if you see it, do get it, because it's just brilliant. So, thank you all for watching. My next review will be the Sea Devil.